Hey everybody, Nick Espinoza, your chief security fanatic here, and today we have to talk about fertility apps, and we talked about this about a year ago or so, because some fertility apps are giving away health data to advertisers without permission, and China's getting a copy. Now, here's what's going on. This is coming from Cyberscoop, and I think this is deeply concerning, so heads up. Now, makers of a popular fertility app, specifically fertility tracking app known as Pre-Mom, repeatedly deceived users by sharing sensitive information that included health data to third parties without user consent. And that is according to the FTC, or Federal Trade Commission. Now, this is a complaint that they have. The agency's investigation found that Easy Healthcare, which developed the app, violated its direct promises to users by improperly disclosing sensitive data indicating sexual and reproductive health information, including pregnancy status, to marketing firms AppFlyer and Google. Now, as far back as 2018, third parties basically received data on, quote, custom app events, end quote, with labels that conveyed sensitive health information, according to the Justice Department complaint. For instance, a third party could see the event, quote, log period save, end quote, and that was when a user logged information about their period. Now, the FTC alleges that basically the disclosures repeatedly violated the company's promises to users that it would not share any of its identifiable or health data. Between 2018 through 2020, the developers also shared sensitive data such as precise geolocation data tied to a non-resettable mobile device identifier with two Chinese advertising firms, again without permission, according to the complaint, meaning they are essentially geotagging and getting fingerprints on these specific devices thanks to this fertility tracking app. Now, these findings were the focus of a joint investigation by the Attorneys General of Washington, D.C., Oregon, and Connecticut, which coordinated with the Federal Trade Commission. The complaint comes as both state attorneys general and FTC have ramped up warning against firms sharing sensitive reproductive health information in the wake of the Supreme Court Dobbs decision last spring, which reversed the constitutional right to abortion. Now, state attorneys general have issued warnings to consumers about sharing sensitive reproductive health information that could be used against them in criminal investigations. And I did, as I mentioned, a video and podcast about that in the wake of the Dobbs investigation, and that is obviously a very serious thing. Now, I'm not sitting here and I'm not going to adjudicate reproductive rights here in the United States. Everybody has their own opinion, but the point is that if we are maintaining privacy, then these kinds of apps cannot and should not be able to give out any kind of sensitive information. Obviously, the makers of Pre-Mom, Easy Healthcare, were essentially doing this because it's a profit center for them. Selling data to advertisers is very lucrative. Just ask Facebook, who has made billions and billions and billions of dollars, as has Google, as has Twitter, as has others out there. And so this ends up being no different. Now, this obviously is a very important thing because, as we are seeing with the Dobbs decision, that because the right to abortion is not the law of the land in all 50 states, some states are taking it upon themselves to enact or reenact laws that ban abortion or come very close to doing that. And by virtue of that, they are criminalizing this, which means the app that you are using, if you are giving it sensitive fertility information, and one of those states suspects basically some kind of malfeasance there, meaning, oh, you did in fact get an abortion, you may be criminally liable in your state in a way that you're not in many other states as well. And so this is what we're talking about. Now we're playing whack-a-mole with this particular law because there's no longer uniformity there. And so by virtue of that, if you are using a fertility tracking app or attempting to get pregnant, you probably shouldn't be using the app. I can't speak to if you should get pregnant or not, but you should not be using that app. And I think that's incredibly important to understand. Now, obviously, the wheels of justice turn slowly. The complaint comes from 2018 to 2020, but oftentimes, because we have laws for privacy based on technology that are years old and haven't kept up, there may be loopholes such as other types of fingerprinting that would be used. And so if you are essentially using this or one of these apps and giving it very sensitive data, this is something to be concerned. And obviously, I'm not mentioning every single fertility app out here because this is one specific one is mentioned in the FTC complaint, but we all have to treat them as suspect right now until they can be proven otherwise. And as I did a video on this, like I said, about a year or so ago, there were many apps that were having this problem, not just this one. So we may see more FTC complaints in the future. So heads up to all of you out there that are trying to have kids. you might want to find a different way to track that very special thing. And so there you go. Heads up. Can't say you haven't been told. And please like, share, follow me here on Facebook and Twitter at NickAESP. And please feel free to subscribe to me at YouTube as well. And as always, stay safe, stay online, and please attempt to stay private. Thanks, everybody.